The Warriors win if they show up.
Yeah, they get to the stadium.
They get to the stadium. Yep. Well, yeah, Durant did nearly forget what day Game 7 was, so you never know. He might miss one. But no, in all seriousness, if one of KD, Steph, or Clay show up in a game, just one of them, I don't even see this being a series. If we just look at it, if Durant has a 45-point game, that game's over. If Clay goes off for 20, 25 in a quarter like he can, it's over. If Steph gets hot for 3 minutes, it's over. Like, they've just got so many offensive weapons. KD, we know what he did last finals. He won the MVP. He averaged 35 points. No one on the Cavs can stop him, and LeBron is going to have to guard him for most possessions unless they go with the Jeff Green, and I'm worried about what it's going to do to LeBron's offense. I honestly think that Steve Kerr might try and pick on LeBron defensively, which sounds ridiculous, and I don't think it will get good results in terms of the field goal percentage they get on him. We know when he's locked in, he's a brilliant defender. But if you destroy his energy levels on the defensive end and force him to become a facilitator, the rest of this Cavs team can't beat you.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. And as much as you do want to probably attack the weaker defenders in the Cavs lineup, if you just tire out LeBron,
what else do they have?
Yeah, there's you get him having to play 48 minutes on both ends of the court for 2 or 3 games. He's going to be done by game 3, and then you just run over the top of them. We probably think they're going to run over the top of them as it is, but
if you take LeBron out, then it's going to be annihilation. Curry, obviously, is the best guard that the Cavs will have faced this postseason. He's got a chance to redeem some ghosts. He has not been horrendous in finals by any chance, but he's hasn't been up to his 2-time MVP level standard. And if Victor Oladipo was able to average 22 points against the Cavs backcourt defense, then Steph should really have a field day. And Clay has been on and off, but you just watch that Game 6 and you see how important he is to that team. He's did it against OKC a couple of years ago, did it against the Rockets. When Clay gets going, he's one of the best pure shooters that the game has ever seen. The other key for the Warriors is just not to get complacent. This sounds ridiculous, but I honestly feel at times like they just like putting themselves in a hole to have a challenge. If you just watch Game 6 and 7, those first halves, they're so lackadaisical. They honestly look like they're not even trying at times. It's ridiculous. And then they just turn around and go bang, flip the switch, and they're gone with an offensive firepower that just nobody can match it with. And as much as they can probably still do that and beat the Cavs, but really, if they can sweep this if they're locked in for 4 quarters, for 4 games in a row.
I mean, personally, I don't really see the Cavs getting a game off the Warriors. I'm probably all in on the Warriors at the moment. I think they're going to sweep. I cannot see
disrespecting the
not
king.
Even a game.
I don't think he can do it. The Warriors team they're going to come up against is the most talented team they're going to come up against in this playoffs by a
country mile. Yeah, well, but we all knew that coming into it.
But he had to go Super Saiyan to get games off or to win the series off the Celtics. And
whose best player is a 20-year-old rookie.
Yeah, so I just don't see him doing that and still getting over the top of the Warriors.
No. The Warriors, if they give the Cavs a chance, it's probably going to be because they beat themselves with some of their complacency, not falling to the ISO ball. I do think Iggy's health, this was the last one, is an interesting one. Obviously, he's actually went and got a second opinion on his knee because apparently it's not healing quite as they would have expected to. His status for Game 1 is still unknown. He's not the same defensive force as he was when he won Finals MVP back in 2015, but he's still crucial to what the Warriors do and to their death lineup. This is a bit of a crazy stat, but when he was the primary defender on Chris Paul or James Harden through games 1 to 3, so the 3 games he played, the All-Star pair managed just 1 field goal in their 41 matchups when he was the primary defender. And he still would be their primary defender for LeBron. So it is, if he's not there, it is a relevant
I'll throw this
loss.
Stat that I've just looked at on Twitter. This is from last year's finals.
Yeah.
With Iggy on the floor, Golden State are plus 60 in 141 minutes.
Yep.
With Iggy off the floor, Cleveland were plus 26 in 99 minutes.
Yeah. He is a big... People say, it's just Iggy. But if you actually, what he does for that team, it's so many intangibles, and he is a brilliant defender, and that's the kind of results you get when he's on. But the other thing it does is it expose when he's not there, their depth is so exposed. When Kevon, Looney, Jordan Bell, Livingston, Nick Young, when these guys are being forced to play big minutes, that's when the Warriors start to look a little bit vulnerable. But if Iggy's there and they have their death lineup when they need it, or their Hamptons 5, whatever you want to call it, it's sayonara Cavs, unfortunately.